great taste, and a fair price.
That price has notably stayed the same since 1992, just 99 cents for a 23-ounce can.
You could be selling your cans for more. Your competitors certainly are selling their beverages for more. Why not increase the price and therefore increase the profit?
We're successful. We're debt-free. We own everything. Why?
Looks like the Costco model of not screwing over and price gouging customers actually yields awesome results. You just heard from Don Vultaggio, who is the founder of the Arizona Beverage Company. And just like Costco, he refuses to price gouge his customers and has kept the large cans of his tea at 99 cents a pop.
Yeah.
So how has he managed to do that? Well, he explains that he's never raised the price of his drinks despite inflation or high demand for his product. Here's how he's able to do that.
I have people who are having a hard time paying their rent have to pay more for our drink. Maybe it's my little way to give back.
So would you definitively say that you'll never raise that 99-cent price?
Never. Not in the foreseeable future.
Yeah.
You know, we're going to fight as hard as we can for consumers because consumers are my friend.
So he keeps the cost of doing business low, just like Costco. Instead of pouring money into advertising, he avoids doing that in order to pass off savings to the consumer. And it's worked out really well for him, which is something that I love. And 2 years ago, he had a similar interview, which we can get to later, where he repeated the same thing and talked about what he does in order to keep the prices low for the consumer.
And it's something you said is offensive. You called it the Costco model. It's the TYT model. We kept prices at $4.99 a month for membership all through inflation, never changed it, never raised it. And so, but kidding aside, Costco is terrific. And we pointed out that and the reason why we care about it, Costco's not a sponsor or anything like that. We don't lie to you about stuff like that. What it is that we want to show you there is a different way.
Totally.
Because CNBC and the rest of the media will tell you there's no other way. You have to price gouge, you have to profit take, you have to do all these things. No, not if you're a small or mid-sized company and you're not a publicly traded company. Once you become publicly traded, then the jackals come in and go, nope. The market wants you to make every single cent that you can. You're gonna have to take and take and take and take.
Well,
right?
At that point, you have a fiduciary responsibility to your shareholders to return on their investment.
Yeah. Now, look, you could argue the fiduciary responsibility in a lot of different contexts, but here he is. He's saying, "Look, I own the company. I run the company, so the responsibility is to me, and I don't mind. I don't mind making less money, and so that's a beautiful thing." But the second thing he said, I don't want you to miss it. He said, we can do it because we're debt free. Now, what you don't see is a lot of times, you know how Red Lobster went under recently?
Yep.
Red Lobster, Sears, Kmart, you can list a billion Circuit City companies,
Toys R Us.
And Toys R Us is a great example. Part of the reason they go under is because they have massive debt, right? And in fact, CNN fired a bunch of anchors. They were almost gonna get rid of Turner Classic Movies, and there was a revolt led by our own Ben Mankiewicz to save Turner Classic, even though Turner Classic Movies is profitable. So why would you get rid of it? Because they've got to get rid of their costs because they're overwhelmed with debt. Now, why did they get the debt? To become bigger conglomerates, to swallow up their competition, to kill off the competition so they could raise prices, right?
True.
And so that the private equity companies or the executives, et cetera, can take profits for themselves.
Yes.
Right? And they build mountain of debt and then they go, oh, we have to raise the prices, nothing we could do.
Yeah, so look, the high debt on any given company or any given company that has that high debt, like the reasons differ, but I think the private equity angle is a really important one because sometimes when a private equity firm takes hold of a business, what they'll do is they'll take out a massive amount of debt and then pay the executives a tremendous amount of money because that was the plan all along. It wasn't about saving the company or saving the business. It was about using the business as an avenue in which they can make money for themselves.
100%, and so that's why I said Toys R Us was a great example. Sometimes what they'll do is just load up the debt, but the debt is just literally money they pay themselves. And they think, well, now if the company goes under, I already made a giant profit. It doesn't matter at all. And if the company recovers, then I'm gonna make double, triple the profit.
Exactly.
So, so the second reason why I care about the story, other than this celebrating this wonderful guy, et cetera, is because they didn't have to do the price gouging during inflation. Right. They chose to do the price gouging during inflation.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And a lot of companies got away with it. But something interesting has happened with the auto industry because look, there were supply chain issues, bottlenecks due to the coronavirus pandemic. And so there was high demand for cars, low supply as a result of those supply chain issues. And the prices were super, super high at some point. I don't think the auto industry, for the most part, was price gouging. I actually do think that they were a victim of those bottlenecks. But consumer spending tends to change the behavior of these companies. So people just stopped buying cars, and now supply did increase, and their prices are going back down tremendously. When it comes to certain things though, like essential items that people need to survive, like groceries, consumers don't have as much muscle, right? They don't have as much leverage to just say, okay, well, I'm just not gonna buy groceries because I can't afford it.
That's right. So inflation had a bunch of different reasons, including supply chain. So we're not being overly simplistic, but in the cases of the consumer goods, we have shown you quotes from shareholder meetings where they brag that it turns out they say the market could bear a higher price. It was not driven by our supply costs. They say it in public because they're bragging about what a great job they did in creating even more profit by taking advantage of inflation and pretending that it was because of inflation that they had to raise their prices.
Right.
So they've said that publicly. We've shown it to you in the past. So you know that in some cases it was just to gouge you. And there should have been someone to stand up for you and to fight back, but there wasn't. And so because the donors control all the politicians. So the Democrats didn't do it, but neither did the Republicans. Both sides were super happy to have their donors rob you blind.
Well, the Republicans loved inflation because they could pin it on Biden, and they did.
And their donors make more money, and they have more money to attack Biden with. It's a win-win for Republicans.
Totally, 100%.
So
right.
this brother's beautiful. I liked it. So I watched the whole interview, and his wife designed the can. He has, you're not gonna like this part, 2-hour board meetings every day. Okay,
Yeah,
but it's over lunch.
Yeah, that's why I'm not on a board and I don't have 2-hour meetings. I would.
No, but he's never turned on a laptop. He doesn't own a cell phone.
No, he's living the dream. He's living my dream.
Yeah.
Except for the board meeting.
Okay, but they're having lunch anyway.
It's still a meeting.
Okay, no. No, how do you run a business without any meetings? Okay.
Email.
Yeah, but he doesn't even have email. He doesn't go on online.
Like I said, living the dream.
But his brother really, he built a business that is incredibly successful. It's a multi-billion-dollar business.
He's doing well. He's killing the game.
He is.
Good for him. People love the tea.
Yeah. Well,
he's spilling it. We're drinking it.
And still at 99 cents.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a real American hero there. We appreciate it, brother. Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.